Prescription retinoid. I have used Tretinoin on my skin almost every day for the past 3 years, and my skin texture has gone from this to this. Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I want to tell you all about retinoid and the changes that I have seen in my skin from using this almost nightly for multiple years now. So if you've been following me on other platforms for a while, you know that I really didn't start taking care of my skin until I was in my early 30s. And by that, I mean I didn't wear sunscreen, I didn't wear hats, sunglasses, no vitamin C, no retinol. I didn't know anything. It wasn't until I found a dermatologist that I loved and trusted that could kind of guide me in the right direction that I got on a skincare plan. Skincare is now my life, and I've learned a lot in the past couple of years, so let me tell you how I started. So the very first thing that I used was Differin gel. This is adapalene. This is the only FDA-approved over-the-counter retinoid. At the time, I didn't know that. I just knew that it was 13 bucks and it used to be prescription, and now it's not, and my dermatologist was like, oh, it's great, like start with this. I also have cystic acne that's been an issue for me my whole entire life. I did 2 rounds of Accutane, and now I've been on spironolactone, which is a medication for the past 5 years, and that's what keeps my cystic acne at bay. So Differin gel was the perfect starter for me because not only is it an anti-aging retinoid, but it's also a great acne treatment. People misuse this product all the time. It is not a spot treatment. You put it all over your face and you apply it and treat it the same way as you would Tretinoin. So you dab a pea-sized amount all over your face, you cover with moisturizer, you might purge a little, you might get some dryness, some irritation. That's to be expected. This is a retinoid. You have to acclimate to it. So I used this maybe for about a year or so, and once I tolerated it really well, I was ready to move up to Tretinoin. I believe I tested some things out in the middle too. I tried SkinCeuticals retinol, which even though it's retinol, which is not as powerful as a retinoid, I love SkinCeuticals, and they're 1% retinol. Oh my God, fantastic. But it's like, I think it's like $68 or somewhere in that price range. Differin gel is $13 in a retinoid. I mean, I'm one for saving money, and I love to save money and help you save money, so Differin gel all the way. Something else I like though, if you don't want to try Differin gel for whatever reason, A313 is really great. This is a combination of 3 retinol esters, so not as strong as a Differin gel or not as strong as a Tretinoin, but definitely easier to acclimate to, and you shouldn't have that much irritation from it. The only thing I don't love about A313 is the texture of it. It does feel like Aquaphor, and for me, I'm not a huge fan of putting that like greasy Aquaphor on my face. So this is what it looks like. Oh, it just feels like Vaseline going on your skin. I don't like the feeling of this on my skin, but some people really like it. So if you can't tolerate a retinoid, you want to try a retinol, A313 is actually really good if you like that Aquaphor Vaseline feeling. It's about $20-something, and you can get it in Walmart. There are also great over-the-counter retinols if for some reason you can't tolerate a retinoid, but I do recommend going to retinoid if you can tolerate it. It's going to be the best. So I already have a video all about retinoids with my dermatologist, Dr. Claire. Highly recommend you check that out if you want to know about the different ones. For instance, Tretinoin, this is the generic name for Retin A. There's Tazorac, Tazarotene, Acleef, Altrino, lots of different ones, and we kind of really break it down in that video. I used Tretinoin 0.025 for about 2 years until moving up to 0.05. I will not move up to 0.1. My dermatologist says there is really no need to do that. 0.05 is what all of the anti-aging studies were done on, and unless I'm really struggling with acne, there's no reason to move up to the 0.1%, which I always kind of have a little bit of cystic acne, but I'm on spironolactone. It's not out of control at all, as you can see, so I'm going to happily stay on the 0.05 where I have been for about a year. Now, another thing that people don't seem to know is that retinoid is your long-term anti-aging product. The studies were done on people using this treatment every single night, so if you can tolerate it every night, use that every night. The reason that people recommend skin cycling, though, or skipping nights is because a lot of people can't tolerate it every night. I can tolerate it about 5 to 6 nights a week, so that's what I use. And then the one night a week that I don't use it, I cleanse my skin and I do just a gentle moisturizer, and that's it. So I acclimated to the 0.025 by using a little less than a pea-sized amount, dot it all over my face for even application, rub it in, and then immediately I would apply Vanicream. This has just always been my favorite on top of retinoid. Big tub, it's like $13. I just think when you're acclimating to retinoid, you want this like thick, amazing moisturizer. It doesn't clog pores. It's fantastic. A few others that I like: Aven Cyclophyte, Aven Tolarian, La Roche-Posay Cicaplast, and Prequel. Prequel has new amazing skin balms that are really fantastic, especially on top of retinoid as well. So we're using moisturizer on top of Tretinoin because moisturizer is for irritation. If you don't have the irritation, you don't really need the moisturizer. My dermatologist and I have done so many videos on this. So once I was acclimated to the 0.25, and then a year later, once I was acclimated to the 0.05, don't normally apply moisturizer on top of my Tretinoin Tretinoin anymore. Sometimes I do if my skin's feeling a little weird, feeling a little dry. Right before bed, I'll apply a little moisturizer, but usually Tretinoin is my last step of the night. My texture was not like this before I started Retinoid. The texture and the quality of my skin, I owe that to Retinoid. Things that I notice, my skin is less bumpy. The acne scars that I had on my cheeks are pretty much totally gone. And overall, just the quality and the texture of my skin is smoother and more glass-like. I do other treatments. I do use a vitamin C every day. I am religious with my SPF, but the texture of my skin has improved so much from Retinoid. This is truly what I credit. I could literally talk about retinoids all day long, so let me know what you want to talk about. You want to keep going with some Tretinoin, some Differin gel, some A313, or maybe you want to know my favorite over-the-counter retinols. We can go into that too. Let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye!